What's the experience just been like to this point? Still just a week or so into it, but what has everything been like for you?
It's been great. It's been great. This is a great journey. A lot of guys have talked about, being on prior or being on, Olympic teams prior to this, and from them they're saying this is the closest team that they've been on, and you feel it. Everybody's close. Everybody's gelling. We're all having a good time together. It just makes this trip so much more sweeter.
Is there a guy or two that you've connected with more than the others?
No, I think I've kind of gotten close with almost all of them. We've been together for so long already now that it feels like we've been teammates for years. That's just what kind of vibe this team has been.
Have you been able to have your post-practice sessions where you're going one-on-one with the guys?
Nah, we haven't. To be honest,
haven't done those.
Yeah, this is our first, really our first practice in about a week. Since we've been in Vegas, this has been our first practice, so we haven't really had that chance to.
Was Vegas kind of just what you needed going off in that first game, just to put it all behind you with that first one?
Yeah, it was good. I think more so just to get the international play. It was just good to get my feet wet in this style of play. It was good I was able to make some shots, especially it being in Vegas. I think it was just a good start to this whole trip.
What do you like about the changes or the differences that you see? Like the goaltending, maybe, for instance?
That's fun. Yeah, that can be really fun. Knocking points and knocking the ball over, and that can be fun. But it's really a different game. It's really a different game. Still getting getting adjusted and getting used to it, but it's a different game for sure.
What has Coach K told you about your role? Because so far it seems like it's more of a defensive emphasis with so many scorers on the team.
Yeah, I think I've taken that approach personally, wanting to guard and be the defensive guy. We got so many scorers on this team. Game's gonna come easy offensively. I think defensively is where, if I do my job and shut down their best player, our chances are going to go skyrocket.
Everything's coming easily? Is everything's kind of gelling easily for this team, or is it still a work in progress?
No, we're coming together. We're coming together. Again, this is really first time practicing since Vegas. And, we're doing things instinctively on the court. We just got to have a great feel for one another out there. So the game is coming easily. I don't think the games are easy, but the games are coming easy for us. We're just doing a great job of just gelling together.
What are the things you're looking forward to in Brazil and some of the nuances of that?
Really, it's just being an American. Watching all the other athletes compete in their sports. That's really, to be honest, the most I'm looking forward to. This is obviously going to be a great accomplishment and something that I wanted to do since a kid, but I think just going over there and supporting, other athletes in their sports, other Americans in their sports is what I'm looking forward to.
When you're with a group of players like this, do you learn to try to pick up some nuances and some ideas that when you play them in the regular NBA season that can help your game?
A little bit. I think everybody in the back of their mind, as much as we're pulling for one another, just sitting back watching what guys do and what guys are comfortable with and uncomfortable with.
In previous years, other guys that played on the USA Olympic teams had sort of career years or better years in the next regular season. Do you think that's something that can happen with you, given this experience?
Yeah, I think so. Just being around, these guys, it forces you to up your level of play. Then you just think about taking that to your team and the confidence that playing on this team gives you. You want to dish that out, and you want to bring that into your teams. I think that's really where guys get better at. Is just you're playing with such high level guys all summer that it just elevates your game. And once you find that you can play at a certain level, you see the ceiling. I'm doing things that I would never do, crashing rebounds, just playing at a high level. And I think that's something that I can continue to take on, and that'll add to my game going to Indiana.
Did Larry or Nate have anything to say to you before you move on with Team USA or out in Vegas about this whole experience, especially both of them being part of it?
Yeah, I've had combos with both of them about this whole Olympic really this whole Olympic run. They both was all for it and thought it was, something that I needed to do and should do, which helped the decision a lot. Nate was telling me about how guys got better, and what they brought back to their teams that year. And, Larry, just talked about being around a lot of talent and, learning and picking stuff from guys. So we've had a lot of talks about this. Miles looked really good. I think the whole talk around that camp was, man, you got a good one. And that's coming from all the guys on the Olympic team. Everybody was just raving of how good, Miles is and, how lucky we are to have him. So, he's got the respect. He's earned the respect of, the veterans, of the peers. And he's gonna be good. He's got it down now. He loves to work. To be honest, I'm happy to be there with him.
How do you think that experience will help him next season too?
He'll get better. I think I definitely took a lot of strides when I played with the select team. It was just a confidence booster. Night in or day in and day out, going against the best guys in the NBA. You learn from them. And I think he's built that confidence with that group that he was with. That he's one of the up-and-coming talents, and he's one of the best up-and-coming talents.
Well, when we talked to you in Indy, you mentioned the relationship and it being Coach K's last run that sort of urged you to be a part of this. How much has your guys' relationship changed now in the training camp leading up to the Olympics, more so than maybe 2 years ago before the injuries and things like that?
Yeah, we've definitely gotten closer. We've had a lot of time to talk. He'll pull me aside. He'll give me a couple words or a lot of things just to think about. We've gotten closer. It's more of a dad. He's been a father to all of us on this trip. And it's I'm looking forward to continue to keep growing. It's somebody that I really respect.
Your family gonna go overseas?
Yeah, they'll be there for the medal rounds.
Okay.
So about the last week.
I think you're wearing the Hyper Dunks.
Yeah.
Is that just
fly
kind of
knits?
Fly knit. Is that your go-to now?
Why'd you settle on that? It's just Olympic. This is just be the Olympic shoe. Come season, it'll be a different shoe.
What kind of different shoe?
It'll be a different shoe. It means a lot, really, to be back at this point. It's a second chance. It's another opportunity right here. And, very grateful to be back. Be able to compete for my country again. I had thoughts of skipping this one. I think I made that decision a little prematurely. Coming off of a long 2 years leading up to this point, and that's what I based it off of. Constantly working out, constantly rehabbing. It was draining, and then going through a full season. I made that decision a little too soon. It was good that I wouldn't say it was good that we got eliminated, but us going out early definitely had an impact on the decision. This is an athletic group. This is a well-talented group. Never know what you're gonna see, to be honest. With so much talent and these guys' imaginations is crazy. Seen with DeMar trying to 360 the other night, so you just never know. I'm a fan, just like you guys watching the game. It's pretty awesome to just sit back and, as much as we're competing, it's awesome just to see what these guys can do. I mean, not sure. This is my first time within the Olympics, so I don't know what to expect. Talking with Katie, talking to Melo, they almost, say that we're like rock stars of this whole thing. People really just gravitate towards us. So I'm looking forward to the experience. And just want to make sure we represent well.
What does it mean to pull on the red, white, and blue to you?
It means everything. It means, really we're doing it for the guys that really lay their lives down for us and give us this opportunity to play our game. It's nowhere close to the pressure that they go through, but without them, it's no us. So it just means a lot to be able to represent these three colors.
What is it like to play for Coach K?
It's amazing. It's amazing playing for Coach K. You know, he just has so much wisdom about this game. You know, every time he talks, you know, he just makes you visualize things. He's an unbelievable communicator. And I think that's probably the best trait about him, is his way of communicating to all of us.
Well, I was talking to Tamika after, I think she saw you in Seattle, maybe at the Pro-Am. She said she's never seen you more focused, locked in, excited for this. What were you feeling? What is your attitude? What was she seeing?
I mean, this is a different like opportunity. This is a chance of a lifetime right here. You know, I probably won't, you know, compete for another one of these ever in my life. So to be in this moment now, you know, you got to put everything towards it. And you know, I think that's what I've done, putting everything in towards this team and towards this, you know, having this opportunity, this chance of getting a goal.
Has there been any guy that you didn't maybe know much about, but you got to really know well and come to respect even more so? Well, that's with on this team.
Nah, like I said, I think Melo.
You didn't know him very well?
Not really.
Okay.
No, not really. Just know him from competing against him. We didn't talk much for All-Star games, but now being around him, you know, I've always looked up to Melo. You know, he's been in the league obviously before I have, so I've been a fan of his. So it's awesome to create a friendship with him, and to see, you know, just watch him from afar and see how he works.
And you've always said Melo and KD are kind of the two toughest guys for you to guard.
Yeah,
You've been able to pick up on anything or get more experience in doing that?
I am. You know, I'm watching them. You know, I'm definitely watching them. And I'm sure they're doing the same. They see the things that I'm struggling with, and you know, seeing things I like to do. So, like I said, I think everybody at the end of the day is you know, sitting back and, you know, taking mental notes on what's going on.
You talked to Reggie at all about this experience, or have you talked to him at all lately?
No, I've seen Reggie in Vegas. Well, actually not Vegas, in LA.
Yeah, because he was calling.
Yeah, he called the game, so I talked to him for a second, but you know, we haven't talked about, you know, the actual Olympics and being a part of this team.
You ever stayed on a boat before? I assume you have. You haven't.
Never done a cruise, never done big ships, never been in the ocean on a boat.
Just guys.
Just guys. Well, other lakes, but
LA.
I'm not an ocean guy.
What do you think that'll be like? You don't get seasick, or you wouldn't know?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. But you know, they say these ships are big enough that you don't even feel it.